Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on and appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Bitcoin bouncing 99,000, baby. If you stayed with me and you stayed long, baby, you made the gains, baby. Yeah. And all those weak-handed, paper-handed, lettuce-handed, you know, emotional traders. Got my Trump watch on today. That's right. Exclusive Trump watches. You know what I mean? But shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate you all for being here. And Bitcoin, we got them shorts hanging up at 99.7, 101,000. We don't really see enough long liquidity. The closest liquidity is to the upside. We know this likes to go to the closest red. Let's see what's happening. I'm in a long right now. Let's talk about why, what happened. I got stopped out on my first scalp of the morning. I woke up from my trade last night that I gave to the trading group. Crucial times for Bitcoin. Woke up in the gains from the trade that I gave the trading group on my weekly screen share that we do every single Thursday night. Last night I gave a trade. I've been given multiple longs that have all played out in the last 4 or 5 days. And we've banged to the upside. Let's take a look at 99,100 for Bitcoin. What made me long? Well, I saw us bounce off the 5-minute 200 MA. Just the other day, I used the bounce off the 15-minute 200 MA for a perfect entry. And so right when we bounced right here into this wick area, I just kind of swung into a trade. It's not crazy. I'm up 150 already on that trade. And it was just a quick bounce right there. I got in right there at 98,660. We took a quick bounce. I'm actually going to scalp that pretty fast. And I'll tell you why. I'll show you the best way to close these. Go up here to close, hit a limit order, swing this in. This is the least expensive way to close. That was a true close right there. Come on, baby, give me my monies. All right, bang. And so I just closed limit. I let the price come to my limit order. Sorry, music way too loud. Shout out to everybody here on the live. I don't have the screen on, but don't worry. Don't worry. I just took profits in front of you live trading, but nobody saw. But believe me, I took the profit right here. I actually had got in on the bounce on the 5-minute 200 MA. And just right now, I decided to take some gains. You can say, why? It looks like we're going to continue to pump. And we may. We actually may, honestly. Not sure why I took the gains. But I'll explain why in a split second here. Honestly, just because I saw the fact, it looks like we're going to kind of start to channel and go sideways. I feel like it was pretty much of a short squeeze move. Anyway, 99,250 for Bitcoin. Virtual's about to get back inside the pattern. Looks like the pattern may be like this. And the whole market may be ready to erupt here to the upside. I'm seeing some possible movers here in the entire market. Virtuals may get a bit of a move to the upside. I'm watching this flag for virtuals. Target is 152. I am heavy in virtuals. Okay. And anything that, you know, if there's a DCA in the market, I felt like virtuals on the kind of risky end for me, but it was the strongest play in the game with the most narrative. So if we did come back, you think virtuals would have to come back strong? And it already has bounced beautifully from the low at 93, and it ripped all the way back to 131. I mean, that's 40 points on 90. You can't beat that, right? In a day, too, overnight, really. So I saw someone turn $200 into 10 grand in the trading group. I'm not lying. They turned $200 into 10 grand. Oh, no, you'll know when your watch comes, Master Friend. You'll know. I'll bug you out. You'll be like, that thing is, that watch is covered in gems. Yeah. This watch is just a regular whatevers. You know what I mean? Anyway, so virtuals looks, you will know. You will know. So this thing goes up to 151. That is my target for virtuals. Look at to make that, shoulder, head, shoulder, and boom to the upside. Look at that oversold stochastic, RSI, MACD, everything looking pretty nice here for a move to the upside. So we wait, and eventually we let the good times roll. Look at IP booming to the upside. Also, I'm going to give you another trade that I talked about yesterday in the trading group. So IP kind of look, that's kind of Adam and Eve double top, even though, whenever I see just a triangle and a semicircle, looks like we'll probably come down to that 200 MA. I wouldn't be chasing this one. But KAITO, which made a lot of people money, the yapping connection there to Twitter. We talked about KAITO yesterday I said, it came out, we saw it boom out, and I said, but it came right back down to the 618. I said, previous support is resistance at the 618. I mean, that's textbook technical analysis. That tells you that that's a good entry. We went over this as a group last night in the trading group, and I didn't go over a lot of altcoins. I wasn't like altcoin heavy. I didn't go over thousands of coins, but this is a setup that I did play at that does look nice. And then it also made this flag here. It's all about trading the flag, going for the measured move. And that thing is gone right now, pumping as we speak. KAITO to the upside, making massive gains. Anyone that jumped on in, there's got to be people in there. But yeah, we went over this last night in the trading group. I do a weekly screen share every single Thursday night from 8:30 to about 10:30. I go over mindset, how I made it, how I stay positioned to keep pushing, discipline, focus, how to conquer everything in life, no matter how hard it is, Everybody, I teach class, and I'm going to teach you how to make trades just like this, how to find the bounce, how to know what tight moving averages are. Like if you flip this to the 7, you'll see the moving averages get tight. That's telling you that's a possible entry. Low stochastics, tight moving averages, high volume node. I'm going to teach you the way. Right? I'm going to show you something else that's going to blow your mind right now. All right, watch this. But I teach class the last Saturday of every month. Jump on into class. That's going to be there. I can't wait to see you in class. That's going to be this Saturday, tomorrow, right? Yeah, tomorrow I teach class. So hit the QR code. You're going to get a PowerPoint, a 9-point checklist, a 9-page PowerPoint. You're just going to get a bunch of stuff, my proper risk management, how I get into trades, why. You're going to understand what Bitcoin is, the hash rate at the beginning, and I'm going to give you a full-blown course, man, and bring you into my world. So look at this. I mean, look at that. Now you can see the bigger picture, and this thing looks like it's going to $3.26. This is a hot new project connected to Twitter. People are talking about it. It's gaining steam, notoriety, and volume. KAITO. So if you were with us, we knew about it somewhat early, but again, that entry last night right there at about 155 is just booming as this thing could go even higher. So look for this to maybe wiggle around. Now, if it fell back in here, it could dump. There's no, and then maybe it double bottoms. I don't know. But right now, the probability is starting to look pretty nice that this thing could flag out and continue. And that bigger target takes KAITO to $3.26. I own none of it. Doesn't matter to me what happens. I don't think I even got an airdrop. I connected my app account and I did all that, but I didn't see, I guess nothing happened there. I don't know. So, too focused on BTC, doing my grind recently. So, And there may be a live trade here for Bitcoin. Let's get back into BTC here and see what's happening. Yeah, so I just sold the local top. I don't know how or why I knew, but the Stokes got high on the, I got in on this bounce and the Stokes got high. I just moved it, and what I was showing you guys was how to close the trade. You go up here to close, you pick the button, and then you hit the close long button, and that will be the best way. That's how you close with the least amount. Wow, man, I sold the top again. So crazy. So this morning, it's been an interesting battle. Let's kind of talk about it. Nice bounce today on the wallets, right? If you're holding long term, today was a beautiful day. All right. Yeah, right now, look, a bounce of 14,000 on the P&L. I mean, you can't beat that. Just need 20 more of those, and we're back to 55 is the fear and greed, though. The greed already bounced so fast, man. And that time to buy Bitcoin at that low price disappears, right? And so if you didn't buy the fear, and again, everyone, it looked like we were going to go down to maybe 60, 70K. That was possible. And everyone saw me buy the 5, 10, eventually, I think over 20 grand, well over, a little over 20 grand of Bitcoin, just in small pieces. And I said to everyone, I'm ready to go to begin to buy all the way down to 65,000. Like once we get here, I begin to buy, and I'll buy Bitcoin all the way back down to the fear. And the buys will get bigger and bigger as we get into the shaded region. The shadier the region, the bigger the buys. And that's just something I'm going to do. I've done it for years. It's paid off. And I have a 10-year plan for any buy I have for Bitcoin at the very least. And I have an outlook that, and that way I don't get emotional about the ups and downs. I don't let it get to me. 10 years from now, I'll be worth over $1 billion. And it will be what it is, $1 billion won't be worth that much because they'll print the money to zero. So I'll probably have to be worth like 10 billion just to be worth 1 billion, but maybe even more, at the way they're printing money. We don't know exactly, but we know it's definitely going to be a beatdown on the fiat. Anyway, so 55 on the fear and greed index. Still a good time to take nibbles. Not the best time, but still a time to take some nibbles, right? So yeah, see what's happening to BTC, see what's happening to KAITO here. Might go more sideways. I like that consolidation with the higher lows. That's a beautiful uptrend inside of the ascending triangle there for KAITO. And we're going to do our top-down analysis now for Bitcoin, our trading group. We did it already. Kind of, oh man, look what they did to price action. They did a false move Monday today. Look at that. The weirdest stuff goes on. I'll tell you, look at that. That's insanity. So some bearish div, I guess, technically there. You can see some bearish div here. That swing up, that swing down, and the bots react to that pretty nicely. You don't want to be losing the 7-minute 200 MA though that fast. It's kind of crazy that's going to happen like that. Yikes. We may be in for a pounding here. Jeez Louise. Interesting. I am not in any trades right now at the present moment in time, just to make that clear. I don't know how I get out. You know what it is? When a lot of people are watching you trade, you'll sell a lot more often. Because you'll be like, people are watching me. I don't want to lose. So yeah, so we're hanging in there. We've done pretty well in the last few days. We've done pretty well. It's been a battle, but we've done well. It has not been easy. Well, trading through it. Like my last, let's see, took 126, woke up to 360, lost 127 and then I took 143 right there. So that's just kind of where I stand on the morning. I'm up about 500. I'm up about 486. I'm up 486 right now on the day. We'll see where it goes. And it's a low volume Friday. I'll take that. If I walk away up 486 today, I'll be pretty happy. So what just happened? What's going on here? Bitcoin getting rejected again by a key level. And it seems to get rejected by the what? The 4-hour 200 MA. You see? Again, a 200 MA becomes, maybe it looks like the 3-hour was like the crusher. Oh, we got above the 3-hour too. Interesting. So let's break it down. Let's see what's happening. Well, number one, the 4-hour got a little far away from the 21-day moving average. And even last night, and we were overbought on the stochastics in the 4-hour. Remember your Stokes. So could this have been a fake out breakout? And am I over exuberant? Am I just getting a little too, Well, I tell everyone, even last night in the screen share, what did I say? I said, let's not get overly exuberant On the bullish side, you know, let's pull back. Let's realize that anything could happen. So let's go do our top-down analysis right now, and let's brace ourselves for maybe something that we're not privy to. Wow, look at this though. There's a trade right there. There's a live trade as the 5-minute loses the 200 MA. And the smooth moving average, that's usually a bear sign. The 1 minute probably lost the 200 MA right there, boom. But that was almost too quick to react. Like, that's fast. I wouldn't be surprised if they swing this right back up. Vicious price action right now. But again, if you're in a long and you see that you're losing the 200 MA, I cut my longs off quickly. Why? Because I've seen this way too many times. Now, I didn't have to do that. I was already, you know, I was smartly took my money. Look at this too, an Adam and Eve double top. I just, you know, I know it's annoying, but I just got to keep showing you this stuff. And you got your measured move, and that stuff touched to play out. Sad music for a dumb, right? It's like, oh no. So here we are now on the 1 minute time frame, and that suggests that you're going to make a bit of a flag here. That could go further down if you can't get a V-shaped recovery. So either you're going to whip right back up here in a straight line, turn this into your shoulder, head, right shoulder, and we're going to get back to our regular scheduled program here, or you're making a bear flag that could take you down, right? So price action is going to tell you what's likely going to happen. If you have a strong enough divergence, there's a chance you could get the bounce. The divergence it's okay. It's, you know, that's pretty flat compared to how sharp that is. That is a pretty good liquidation event. And we know that just by how many times we played with divergences, but wow. So if you think you're smooth and you went, so everyone that went 100 to 50x leverage long just got absolutely toasted. And I'll teach you how not to become that guy. All right. I'll teach you. Look, so this, you know, let's get that V-shaped recovery right back to the upside. If we can get back above the 1 second 200 MA, we did. Look, that was your entry right there. We could be trading the 1 second together today. I mean, we could make a nice little flag here and get a nice pump to the upside. Oh, I missed it. You got to be faster than fast. See, once you trade the 1 second, you know, please don't trade the 1 second. This takes like extreme calm and poise. Speedy reactions. You can't second guess yourself here. Oh man, like one slip up in the move. What are they doing to me now? I need to zoom out. No. So now you lost the 200 MA. You're bear flagging now, right? Look. You lost the trend line. You could bearishly retest now. So you needed that to break out. Watching the 1 second chart now, just the volatility is pretty awesome. So this is exciting times here. I mean, now you're making a bear flag here, right? I mean, let's just get real. Can I see some? I mean, unless they rip it back above that 200 MA, get you back inside the pattern, then you can play it again. This is how you can see how they break patterns, play with your mind. They do a lot of this stuff on the bigger time frames too. It all gets mimicked, but that is now a bear flag that's likely to break to the downside. We should see a dump now, right? And this is just how price action works. If it does what it does, then it doesn't make me a genius. It's just, this is how it is. Now, eventually we could make a divergence. And that's what you're looking for, a bounce on divergence, see? The 1 second chart will teach you a lot. Look, we did get the bounce off divergence, but then you need to break support or resistance. Divergence is only strong as support or resistance. That was your bounce, so you had to break that area. Now, could you double bottom? Unlikely. It looks more like it was a bearish retest of that key level, only to maintain a longer low. But hey, kid, we create, now you keep chasing the div. Now, this is the same thing you're doing on other time frames too. The 1 hour, the daily, you'll see this on everything. So now you're chasing divergence. You want to have that rounded bottom if you can, but, and look, now that bear flag, as suggested, has, basically paid almost all the way. This had lost the trend line. You lost the 200 MA right there, which is an indication of a short. Look, you gained it here. It was an indication of a long. That's how we trade that on the daily. That's how we traded on the weekly. That's why when the 5-day broke above the 200 MA on Bitcoin, I called a massive long here, right? So like the 1 second chart will teach you how to trade the entire world market, like on any asset in the world. Like, it'll blow your mind. Anyway, I don't always give the 1 second. And again, look, that's a very strong div. See how it's getting very stretched? It's almost saying, hey, I want to round that bottom. Again, I don't want you too invested here on the 1 second chart. I just wanted to have some fun with you today. Who here thinks this is interesting and exciting? But you can learn a lot. What we could try, what we could attempt to do. I'd like to actually like utilize it. Like if we break that 200 MA, there could be a trade there. I'd like to execute one trade if I can. It's very difficult to execute a trade on the 1 second. Manually, too. Most people will never do it. If we could break the 200 MA, that would be the trade. 21 bucks for 675. Are you serious? Oh, yeah, because I'm down there now. The key is any moment you'll gain that back. You could gain it faster than you realize. You could never gain it back. The key is just to be ready if you do. I'm talking about the yellow line, right? Anyway, we could do this all day, and like, I just wanted to see if I can catch one for you, and see how far, Look, we got a mini inverted head and shoulder. You see that? Shoulder, head, right shoulder. That is a 68% chance of breaking to the upside. Oh, no love though. Oh, there it goes. Kind of maybe a shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, shoulder. Another one. Now it's starting to round a bottom. There it goes. So if it can cross that 200 MA, that's when I would like to enter the trade, right? Why is it saying that oh yeah, the stop would have to be 684. We're getting there. And like very little risk on it. We'll see 27 for 172. Cross it. All right. Take. Oh, come on. Take it. Did it take? It took. Can we cross that 200 MA? Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Daddy needs a new pair of shoes, baby. Show us how we do it, baby. Oh, come on. Don't rough me up that fast. It's just a 1 second chart over here. Oh, getting a bounce off the 200 MA? Nah. Very little risk. Come on, man. We were in the money too. I've probably done this like, I don't know, 40 times in my life, the most, maybe less. No. Dang you. All right. We'll go back to our regular scheduled program. It was fun. Let's take a look at what's happening to BTC on the biggest time frames and then all the way back down. All right. First thing we're going to do is look at the weekly chart. I even like the 2-week chart. Damn, that got my palm sweaty, man. It wasn't even a lot of money. It was just like the idea of what could have happened. I just love the movement there. Shout out to anybody here on the live. I don't know if you got your heart racing. It got mine going. If it got mine going, it must have got yours going. So the 2-week chart starting to make a bit of a flag. That could be interesting. The weekly chart showing signs of a bullish engulfing candle. All we would like is for this candle to close above basically, I'd like it to get above basically 97.2. But even if this just closed bullish engulfing, what we really wanted to see is like this morning, we were sitting so pretty. You know, when I made the update, I said, hey, if we close like that, I said, that would be amazing. We don't even need to close that high, but it would be nice to close back above 98,500. Kind of a shame that we got above a key level that was really big and then to lose it so fast. And that's been kind of how this market's been. Like, don't get overly bullish, don't get overly bearish. Every time they take us one way, they seem to swing it back the other way. So I'm so quick to take profits here. I'm very rare. It's been hard for me to open up long-term trades because they've never let them go all the way. So my position is to take short-term calls over and over again, and that's been paying off if you've been trading this market with me. 5-day chart is, you know, we had a bullish engulfing this morning. It was looking great. It could still do that. It's looking okay. You know, it's beginning a beautiful bull tone. And this 3-day chart looked beautiful. Everything was looking great this morning. Now we have a red candle that could close. We do have 2 days and 9 hours as the last one closed bullish engulfing. And that was a very bullish sign for the 3-day chart. And then we swing to the daily. And I'm just going to reset this top trend line. And so this is kind of where we stand here on the daily time frame. And things were looking awesome about 20 minutes ago. You know, had we continued that uptrend and then closed the daily candle green, it would have been awesome. We had broken above this major resistance that the daily candle hadn't been above ever since February 3rd. Now we're back below that key level again. Or yeah, right. Yeah. When that level is 97,600. So like 90, let me just see where the candle actually opened. We opened it 97.7 even. So $97,700. You know, because that's where this candle opened here. These candles bounced. Then when this candle got to it, we fell through, wick. And then we could barely get a candle one there, but then we could not get any candles to close above it until yesterday, only to give it all back in the last hour, half an hour really. So they started the morning great, made things look very bullish. They even got me spiked like, wow, this looks good to me. I opened up longs last night. I ended up taking profit twice. I scalped something small that got hit. And now here we are. If you look at the daily too, even the daily stochastic, they're just crossing the dotted line. But they have like kind of a, you know, could they roll over? We have to be open-minded. So the bull in me says we're only going up. It doesn't matter. Don't listen to the bears. Just believe one way, but you can't do that. That's like trading and saying, I know what the guy across me is going to do, you know, playing chess. We don't know what the person across us is going to do, right? So because we don't know what the person across from us is going to do, we don't know, and the person across from us is the charts, then we have to look at all the different scenarios that could play out, all right? And this has been why my trading style, actually, even this chop has been performing pretty well. Pretty interesting, right? Some of my best trades have shown in the last few days, I've been nailing my trades. Very little losses and bigger wins, right? You guys have been with me and watching it. We've been hitting it pretty well in the trading group now for the last few days, using the 200 MA and taking profits and not being greedy. That has been playing out. Not staying in trades too long, because look, this trade would have been great until it wasn't, right? So this daily candle, I don't want to see it close this way. I'd like to see the bulls pull up, man, and get this move. I'm going to bring this line up here to about 98,000, and 98.5. Those two levels, really, we need to get back above 98,000 and 98.5. Stop playing with that level. We got to stop playing with that level. We have a beautiful gap in the VRVP. We can head back up to 104.9, 105,000. It tells me there is liquidity up there to be had. And we've fought off the bears so well. Bit of a double bottom. We have some support. We have strong support at 95.5. I mean, we fought off 95.5 very, very well. And so here we stand with Bitcoin on the daily time frame. Where this daily candle closes tonight will kind of tell a story. If it closes red and gaps down, I mean, maybe won't be the worst. There's a chance we just consolidate here for 4 or 5 days. We make a nice flag on the daily, and then we continue on our way to the upside. That would be awesome, showing strength, but I would much rather us consolidate above 98 and 98,500. That's a possibility right there, but again, it's a weaker idea. The 22 staying above the 200 MA was a bullish sign for me. Today we kind of got that follow through. It looked like everything was great. Resistance by the 80 22-hour moving average there, you see. But you know, now we're kind of back into this kind of doldrum sideways positioning. shoulder, head, and give me that right shoulder, baby. Let's do it. Let's see if we can keep the 21-day moving average as support on the 22-hour time frame. That'll be a key concept if you want to write that down and watch for that. See, the gap in the VRVP tells us, yeah, I mean, gap up to 101 and then gap back up to 105.3. I mean, I like what I'm seeing here. We just need to get that follow through. Again, I do not like seeing this red candle getting rejected and then falling below the 200 MAs on the 12 and the 22. That means, that's the beginning of sickness. Like, that's a cough. It doesn't mean we're going into full-blown, virus mode, but it's a cough. It's definitely something we have to pay attention to. Price action rejected by the 200 MA on the 8-hour. Things were going well. We needed that 8-hour candle to close above the 200. Had we closed above the 200, that would have changed the story a little bit for today. So let's break this down. Right now, what they're doing is they're attempting to make this look somewhat like a breakout, fake out. So you broke out, you faked out the bulls, and then you're going to break this thing right back down. I mean, you're overbought on the stochastics on the 8-hour time frame. And this very well could have been a bull trap. And they may be taking the price down for more liquidations. You have to understand that anything could happen. Everyone else is telling you that alt season's back on again. It's ready to go. I'm the person that says, who knows what's going to happen? Let's take it one, because there could be an earthquake, black swan. I'm just saying, people don't realize that there could be something, and I hope not. I project the most beautiful things, and I live in a reality where positivity reigns. But I also, I'm open-minded that anything could happen at any moment in time, and I must stay diligent. So with that thought process in mind, same way in trading. What if tomorrow something horrible happens that we've never thought about, and this thing just takes a massive dump all the way down and not, you know what I mean? It just, show me the charts, it'll show you the news. Right now, that's overbought, stochastic, MACD. And someone said, but you were bullish this morning, Sam. Of course, but we were above the 200 MA. We were about to close it. The 8-hour candle looked like it was going to close a lot more bullishly. Where a candle closes depends on a lot of what happens that day. The bigger the time frame too. So if you're a bull, you're looking for this to make a right shoulder. You're looking for this to make a right shoulder and to make some type of flag here and not just, give it up all the way down. You really want to see this go sideways. Make that right shoulder, have this be like a shoulder, a head, a right shoulder, and then get on our way to the upside. But the high stochastics curving right there, they don't bode well to me because they usually tell you momentum, and the momentum is shifted somewhat, RSI too, and you had a pretty weak sauce on the MACD, which means lack of momentum for the bulls. You would wanted that to close, get up there, have the bulls continue, watch that hill get really big. That's really what you were looking for. Now, it's not all doom and gloom. Let's move forward to the 6-hour. Yeah, but even look at the 6-hour, rejected by the 200 MA. The 4-hour, almost got to the 200 MA and just couldn't hang. And funny, we talked about this last night, but then the smaller time frames did look somewhat bullish today. So, two scenarios here. I mean, you're in a rising wedge. Rising wedges do break down 68% of the time. They like to break down where they began. You could see us headed right back down to 95.6. There's a point of control at 96,270 where we may have, we should have some contention. So, I mean, it's looking like this may pull back pretty nicely here on the 4-hour time frame. So you're overbought on the 6, 8-hour, 4-hour, stochastics pushing down on you, and you got rejected by the 200 MAs. Had we got above those, things would have changed. Again, though, great place to take profit is at that 200 MA near the 4-hour time frame. And then you don't have a real strong bearish divergence, but, slightly on the stochastics you do. Like, that's a sharp uptrend. The stochastics were pretty flat. This also isn't as sharp as an uptrend on price action, even though they both go up. And I call that a class B or C. I'd say that it's even a class B bearish div. And it, you can see the bots 8 on that on the 1-hour time frame. I don't get into trades when the stochastics are overbought, right? Look, overbought. Look, when every time the 1-hour was high above the dotted line on this indicator, stochastics RSI, we would fall to the downside, to the downside, to the downside. And look, we were above the dotted line and curving today. So that's why when I scalped the bounce off the 5-minute time frame, I got out pretty fast. And I didn't really say anything to anybody because that was very kind of an expert type of trade. If you didn't know how to handle that trade, the chance people could have fumbled that pretty bad. I share 99% of my trades. Every once in a while, I might not share a trade just because like it's a bit of I'm doing it. I know it's going to take maybe 1 or 2 minutes. I'm going to execute very fast. And if you're not willing to or understand how fast I'm going to execute that trade, then it's something that I may not be able to really take anyone with me on that journey, When you get better, you can go on that journey. You might go on faster journeys than I, you know what I mean? It's one thing I love to say too is everyone, you don't have to be the best. You don't have to be the smartest, but if you want to be successful, if you want to be a multimillionaire, you just have to be the most consistent. Find a field that you'd like, that you could work in for 10 to 20, 30 years, that has a purpose. What's your purpose? What's your why? You got to find out the why behind your business. My why is because I was depressed. I thought I was never going to make it. I kept working for other people, and I had a vision of a life that I desired, and I just couldn't seem to get there. And I saw male mentors online, specifically on YouTube, to help me change the way I thought about myself, the way I thought about the world, and to change my mindset. I fell into cryptocurrency because I didn't like the fact that my money was getting printed to zero when I found out about fiat currency and what they were doing. And as I started putting the story together, I found my way out of the old traditional financial system and into the new digital realm. And now here I am with each and every one of you, and I was able to quit my job. I was able to change my life. And then I started this channel with the passion to change the world, just wanting to do something without being afraid of the consequences anymore. When I fully started this channel, I said, I'm just done starting these businesses and being afraid that they're not going to work out. I said, I'm just so sick of it. I'm just going to do. I said, I'm going to stop thinking about what could, and I'm just going to start working. When because everyone, I'm going to start a business at the perfect time. You tell yourself it's going to be the perfect time. I'm not ready yet. I don't have enough money in the bank account yet. I see young couples. Do you guys have any kids? No, not yet. We're just, we don't have everything. You're never ready to have a kid. Just have a kid. Old people know that life, once you have the child, the universe responds. Every time I had a kid, I was nervous because things weren't perfect in my life. I didn't have a union job. I was working a night shift when I had my first kid. A month after my kid, they converted my job to union. I ended up getting put into the union. My pay went from $1,200 paying my health insurance, so I was making $900 a week, to getting $1,800 a week, having that doubled in a pension, and getting full-blown health insurance. So I went from basically making $900 a week to like $4 or $5 grand a week, really behind, when it all came down to the pensions that they gave me, and I got into a union. How that all happened, don't ask me. I was working a night shift, and somehow this night shift position opened up that needed to be union. I was the only guy always there. I heard about it. I did go to the boss and say, I know about that position and I deserve it. I said, I really would like that position. And I made it very clear that if he didn't give me it, I was going to make I don't know if I was going to get it if I wasn't aggressive. My good friend had the position and he told me, I'm leaving. He goes, this is yours, brother. He goes, you've worked here for 4.5 years. You busted your it's time you get a union gig, man. I got to get you into the union. You got family, you got kids. I need to help you. I said, man, I would do anything, man. And he said, man, you got to write an email and you got to say, this is yours, man. He said, because if you don't, they might give it to somebody else. And that whole corporate world, I used to ask for a raise every year. They'd wait a month. They said they'd give me a review, then they'd give it to me. I didn't always ask for a raise. I was like, I was kind of nervous. My dad said one day, you asking for a raise? I said, no, I don't know. That's not how it works. You kind of do your thing. My dad goes, if you were working for me and you didn't ask for a raise, I would think you were soft. But that's what my dad said to me. And I said, I guess you're right. And he said, of course I'm right. He said, any man that doesn't stand up for himself will just get, no one's going to help. No one's going to respect you if you don't ask for it. He said, you go in there tomorrow and you ask for your raise. You start playing games. I said, all right, Dad, I'm going to go in there and ask for my raise. And that's the power of a father, man. I had a father, man. Like, I had someone behind me. A lot of young men don't have that. And they get lost in life. They don't know how to ask for that raise. They don't know how to step up. And they get walked on. You know what I mean? They don't realize how aggressive you have to be. Because corporate America, you put on the tie and you go in, you're inside the office and you think it's all, but you still got to be aggressive, man. They're sharker than you, even you don't realize. They're taking you for a ride. You're just the employee, they're taking you. Man. Anyway, so back to brass tacks here with Bitcoin. We got this rising wedge of the 30-minute time frame. Doesn't look amazing. They dumped you, trying to get you back inside of this trend line technically. And now they got price action kind of in limbo here at 97,800. To me, it's attempting to bearishly retest this awkward trend line that we've got cooking here. Be cool if you could bounce it back up inside and still maintain some type of flag, and then, you know, still keep the bullishness alive today. Not break down so bad. But that the bigger time frames just are telling us that it doesn't look too good. Like, I'm being super optimistic here. But look, the 15-minute Tutoring comes into play. And I used it yesterday to make a crazy trade. It actually, you know, we were oversold, and what I did is I got in right there using the Tutoring on the 15-minute time frame. Makes me want to attempt to pull it off in front of you again, just to see how powerful the move could be. So look what we're seeing now here. Now we've got this, like, a pretty good bullish pattern. It kind of has an Adam and Eve double bottom vibe to it, which is interesting. And then we know that that 15-minute has just bounced. So right here, this was the 200 MA on the 15-minute. You can't see it, obviously, on this 1-second chart, but that's what happened here. We bounced off that 200 MA. Back on. Can I still entertain? I like to entertain you, but I like to win, all right? There's that one guy, right? He just loses huge amounts. I heard he's like a Korean kid or something. I've heard, like, I forget his name. Some of you might know, but he just bets millions and just gets beat and, like, loses like tons of money all the time. I find that insane. I mean, that's a breakout right there. 98,781. And the price action, the stop loss at 97,630. I'd take 100 on it. Let's see. Did I get, no, see, I didn't get the numbers right. Hold up. You always got to be careful about that. Got to make sure you touch this one right before you get in. It'll shift fast on you with the time, with the changing of the numbers, right? Damn, I don't want to, I want to just do 100, 137, 20 bucks. No. Yeah, the trade has changed so drastically now. Yeah, I'm going to get off the 1 second. It's too much for me right now. I can't handle it. Look, a beautiful inverted head and shoulder there to bounce us back to the upside. And it was like, say, if we were going to go way nasty down, are we going to V-shape recovery? So there's the 15-minute bounce off the 200 MA, you see? Just 2 days, right there is where I made the same trade right there. You know? Again, it's low volume, though. Like, on a Tuesday, that thing can, but we, you know, so like right here, technically, you just put the stop right here. And you just see how, you know, if you can ride the trade back to the upside. It could make a shoulder, head, right shoulder. Could easily get stopped out. Things like this I might make, you know, I risk a smaller amount on. Now we would bounce up to like some resistance. One, those are the two areas you can see that people will be taking liquidity. And then you want to see your risk reward ratio on that. So I'm having to take it to 102 just to gain, you know, it's a high risk play. 3 right there to 101, 261. We do have that liquidation up there. How many people would do that? The bigger time frame suggests no way this is going to happen. They suggest that we're taking a massive dump. But I love the 200 MA on this 15. It's an interesting play, and I don't have to risk a lot to take advantage. I'm up on the day already, as I showed you. So about 480, 101, 268 on the 1 minute. Let's take a look here at the stop. The stop would be somewhere at what, 97,089. And please don't do anything you see someone do on YouTube if you don't have your own strategy set up. But definitely watch this for educational purposes. See how I'm using the moving averages. This is a complete moving average trade, nothing to do with anything else. Look at my 5, still getting rejected by the smooth. I liked how that you're making a higher low on the 1 minute though. And it's kind of like a cup and handle money printer in a way right here. The fact that we had such a nasty move down and we bounced so strongly off the 200 MA is an interesting idea. 60 for 250 ain't bad, right? What's the worst that can happen? Nothing. And I can really just test this out too. Like sometimes you test out stuff. You might use 60 bucks 10 or 15 times and then you use 6 grand after the 20th time. You know, you just get more and more confident in doing the similar ideas. Now it is a low volume Friday, right? But I mean, it's conceivable that this could happen. It's not crazy. We also bounced off the smooth moving average. So, and 98,000 is actually a pretty strong support and resistance area. Now, the Stokes on the bigger time frames say that this trade is definitely against me. But I'm very stubborn when it comes to the 200 MA. The old me would have never made these trades because I didn't understand how powerful the 200 MA is. Now, I could easily get stopped out in 2 seconds. Remember that. I'm just, and there's probably a good chance I do based on the week, based on, Friday low volume. Let's get back into what I'm seeing for Bitcoin now. All right. So let's get back to this idea. So the daily broke out. We'd really like to recover this daily candle. Right? Get back above. Don't lose the 21 specifically. Stay with these tight moving averages and get this breakout and continue to the upside. Let this just be a quick retest and not a fake out breakout. Daily still has momentum. And these could curve and stay up even though they're overbought. So I'm basically using my daily. And then if the 1 hour Stokes can reset and the 15 minute can hold the 200, then we have ourselves a possible bounce consolidation here. If the 15 minute loses the 200 MA, we're likely going to drop down to 95.5. And then we're back to testing that same key area. And then our hopes and dreams of breaking 98.5 and all that stuff are kind of done. So today's actually a crucial day, even though it's low volume. Because, a level is a level. When you break a key level and a candle closes on the daily, I don't care what day it is, that is like when you break above a key level on any time frame. So that's why I took this long right now. And it's very unconventional. Not many people would take that long. No one would really see that strategy that I'm doing because I've articulated it over time and it's something I've really done on my own. I don't really follow anybody else doing that. I don't watch any other YouTuber. I don't have no idea what they're doing. I have no clue. I'm in my own realm all the time, in my own world. The time I do have outside of the charts, I spend with my 3 daughters and my wife. Those are 3 beautiful women that want to spend as much time with me as they can. All right. Okay, so Bybit right now, big news out of Bybit. It looks like they had their ETH wallet. Bybit ETH multi-sig cold wallet just made a transfer to our warm wallet about an hour ago. It appears that the specific transfer was must. All the signers saw the must UI, which showed the correct address, and the URL is from @safe. However, the signing message was to change the smart contract logic of our ETH cold wallet. This resulted hacker took control of the specific ETH cold wallet we signed and transferred all the ETH in the cold wallet to this unidentified address. Please rest assured that all other cold wallets are secure. All withdrawals are normal. I will keep you guys posted as more develops. If any team can help us to track the stolen funds, will be appreciated. Etherscan.io. That is a $1.4 billion worth of Ethereum, my friends. I don't know if that's bullish for Bitcoin right now because, you know what I'm saying? Let's take a look at EP BTC and just take a look at that. KAITO looks like it's bouncing off that lower time frame. If Bitcoin gets this bounce and holds strong, this 15-minute tutor to make could be the key to you making tons of gains on altcoins today, because it could be, you know what I'm saying? You could be getting the key to the city, you don't realize it, and people just bypass this channel. We should have 500,000 subscribers. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, though. Who cares? I love what I do have. I don't like that shoulda, coulda stuff. I gotta never say that. Dear Lord, thank you for what I do have. Right? Never get into that scarcity thought. Dear Lord, thank you so much for what I do have and everything in which you've given me. Yeah, look at EP1547 in a bear flag now. Looking like Bitcoin's going to take control yet again. And that would tell me that Bitcoin dominance is going to bounce a little bit there. And again, this is, yeah, look at that. Bitcoin dominance kind of making this loop. And again, we're going to go over this today on in my macro analysis video, where I've called the S&P, I've called the NASDAQ, and you're going to see kind of they're pretty much where they're supposed to be. I like this getting tight, and that tells me dominance about to make another big move to 66. So it's really not going to be all-time season anytime soon. But as long as Bitcoin shows it's not going to tumble down to 67,000, alts have recovered. You know, they're going to get recovery. You're going to see people feel more comfortable breaking into them and buying more, you know. You get this, look, that's a bit of an Adam and Eve right there. And then I've been seeing the little side flag off the Adam and Eve lately. That's been what I've been seeing a lot. So interesting times to be alive. Bitcoin dominance. Honestly, if you look at it, almost like it broke out and it's just retesting close to that top trend line and ready to make another big move. We called out that cup and handle. If you remember, before this broke out, we showed you this as a cup and handle, and we were, you know, on that macro analysis video. Boom. That's why cup and handles are amazing. So watch your altcoins too, and watch Ethereum. Let's take a look at Ethereum. I mean, how did you think that? Yeah, look, ETH in the last few days fell out and then made a bear flag. It's almost like show me the charts and I'll show you the news. Weird. Everyone was so bullish on ETH, the whole market. Now ETH looks like it could be dumping. The daily's overbought and it's in a bear flag. It doesn't look good against Bitcoin. Bitcoin's looking a little stronger. And the whole market could actually even get a bigger pullback if Bitcoin can't make it through today and we lose that 200 MA on the 15-minute time frame. Where I'm not telling you it's all bullish right now. I'm just showing you the path to bullishness. It doesn't mean we're guaranteed to be a bull here. All right. This is struggling. Like, you know. Low volume Friday too. You might not get all the answers you want as fast as you want. You'll usually bleed slow, go sideways, and just, you know, it could be very boring trading on a Friday. Remember that. So ETH, let's take a look. It looked nice in that inverted head and shoulder, making the higher low. It stayed above the 200 MA on the daily time frame, but it lost that daily February 3rd, went into this flag. When Bitcoin got that massive liquidation, right? ETH did too as well. I mean, you got to bounce here sooner than later for the altcoin's sake. And let's see here on X.com. Finally said it right? Coinbase defeats the SEC, right? That's a big deal. That's the one thing I really want to talk about. You know, they kept probing Coinbase, saying they were selling unregistered securities. They went after all sorts of nonsense. Talks of Cardano and all, you know what I mean? Like the best stuff in the game. And it didn't make any sense. And it was a bunch of nonsense. And so just to read a statement for you too, you know, SEC staff has agreed in principle to dismiss its unlawful enforcement case against Coinbase, subject to commissioner approval. Righting a major wrong, we've always maintained that we're right on the facts and the law, and today announcement confirms that this case should never have been filed in the first place. This is a victory not just for Coinbase, but for our customers, the United States, and individual freedom. Coinbase went public April 2021. As part of that process, the SEC reviewed our business model and S-1 disclosures and allowed us to go public. 2 years later, they sued us. That's despite absolutely nothing changing in our business model. So you can't allow me to tell you what I'm going to do, review me, say it's legit, and then go after me after you say it's legit. What changed over those 2 years was the political leadership of the SEC and its war against crypto. It acted as if it was above the law, usurping the power of Congress. See, we think it's just us like imagining this stuff. Like, no, they really did this to us, man. They persecuted us. with our own tax dollars. They went after our own financial interests, things that could change us, and emerging technologies that America would like to buy. That's like when the bow and arrow turned into the musket, and I know it's, corny, but not letting us invest in the musket and going after everything you could, and then letting us and then letting the French come in and shoot us to death because they had more tech than us. You know what I'm saying? I look at it that way because you're holding us back from technology, and technology is suitable way to keep ourselves protected, security. I mean, there's so many ways why you need to be at the forefront of tech. It's more than just business. It's really about the backbone of the country. People like me that run these businesses that push the forefront of digital currency. Everyone out there that is on the front lines every single day. I mean, we're forming the new financial system. This is where we're going to live. So big news for Coinbase. That is huge for Bitcoin as far as I'm concerned. Not as big for Ethereum, right? Ethereum doesn't get all that love, but again, can we get the bounce with the Bitcoin bounce? This news doesn't sound great for Ethereum. It sounds like FUD, but for $1.8 billion worth of Ethereum to be drained out of one of the world's biggest, and again, let me verify this. My team is spot on. You think it would be all over Twitter here. And I don't see it here. Jason Tatum, man. One of the greats, brother. God bless Jason Tatum. That's funny, right? You guys are crazy, man. And now there's talks too. The man, why, he's coming out with a token. That could come out tonight. That could move. He's saying he's going to keep 70% of the supply, 10%, 20% investors, 20% investors, 10 vested there. So that's going to, that could pump, because if he's keeping 70% of the supply out, that could pump. This was just a joke. Anyone, if you got a good laugh out of that, I did. I don't know. Just some funny. Anyone needs a McDonald's application, let me know. Funny. But follow me at Twitter at CryptoLifer33 on our way to 40,000 followers. I'd greatly appreciate it. All right. And use gratitude to create abundance. I'm telling you, every single day, that's how you will make it happen. So battling in the zone, we're going up and down. If we lose the 200 MA, I know we're likely going to 95.5. That's just kind of our next level to bounce to. You can see it. And we'll stop at 96,004 first, and then back to 95.5. If we stay above it, we'll consolidate. And if we can consolidate, we could bounce. If we can bounce, we go sideways. And then there's talks of us liquidating the shots up at $102,000. If we look at it here, you can see the most liquidity is above us right now, but we do have a little trip down to 95.5, 95.1,000. So it could go either way. We've got liquidity on either side. I will tell you, the big time frames tell us we're going to take a dump. The 8-hour, the 12-hour, they're all overbought. And we didn't get above key levels, and we weren't able to get above the 200 MA. So looks like it might just be a quick little breakout, fake out here. That's why I don't have a lot invested in the trade. We'll see if it bounces and it starts going sideways. Then I could put more and more and more. Eventually, it could become one of my bigger trades if I see that we consolidate. So I have no idea what's going to happen. I know nothing but the fact of mode ignorance, but I gave you how to play it bearish, how to play it bullish. And I told you exactly what signal to look for. If we lose this yellow line on the 15-minute, which is the 200 MA, you're likely going to fall further down to 96.4. And if you lose that to 95.5. If you bounce and you're able to stay above it, and you see this kind of make some type of V-shaped recovery in the next few hours and go sideways, then there's more likelihood that we break up to 102. Right now, it looks a little more bearish than bullish, I'll tell you that, but we're hanging by a thread on this 200 MA. And I can't tell you what's going to happen, but I can tell you how to trade it if it does happen. And there you have it for Bitcoins. So that's my Bitcoin update for you on the day. I hope it is pleasing to you. I hope it, fulfilled all your wishes. Was that what you all, did you guys get everything you needed today out of the Bitcoin update, or is there something lacking? Yeah, the inverse correlation of the DXY and ETH in the past few hours is weird. And if you would like to join the trading group where we gave you a live trade last night for Bitcoin stop loss entry that did not get stopped out, ended up playing out multiple actual trades recently that played out, go to CryptoLifer.com to find out more. All right, CryptoLifer.com. We don't use Patreon. We don't use other people's payment gateways. We are ready. Thank you so much. Jamie, you are the best. Jamie, always there to help me. Jamie. I have to do that in like somewhere in the settings. I'll do that in settings, I guess, right? I don't even know where to do it. I'll do it like another day away. But we'll see. Yeah, so I'll get better news. But yeah, if you go to Bybit official here too, detected unauthorized activity involving one of our ETH cold wallets. The incident occurred when our ETH multi-sig cold wallet executed a transfer to our warm wallet. Unfortunately, this transaction was manipulated through a sophisticated attack that masked the signing interface, displaying the correct address while altering the underlying smart contract logic. As a result, the attacker was able to gain control of the affected ETH cold wallet and transfer its holdings to an unidentified address. A security team alongside blockchain forensic experts and partners is actively investigating the incident. Any teams with expertise in blockchain analytics and fund recovery who can assist in tracing these assets are welcome to collaborate. We want to assure our users and partners that all our Bybit cold wallets remain fully secure. Our client funds are safe and our operations continue as usual without any disruption. Transparency and security remains our top priority. Man, 1.5 billion though? I guess they're like, compared to us, it's nothing, right? Compared to an exchange, they're like, it's a daily take. Right? We'll make it back in a couple days. So nice bounce for Bitcoin. Seems like my instincts here, my trader instincts are paying off, and trusting in that 200 MA are starting to come out to fruition. A lot of people are probably in disbelief on this play, and they're saying, how is this even possible? What is he thinking? But only time will tell. And we may be onto something here. In the 1 hour, it could turn the tide. So the daily and the 1 hour and the 15 could really just show these other time frames that they need to bend the knee and then keep that stochastic pinned. It is low volume Friday. We'll see. But there's a chance Sammy does win this. But this is one of my more bolder calls in a long time. And again, I didn't play a pattern, nothing. All I did was play the 200 MA 15. That's all. Understanding how to use moving averages to get busy. So I've given you everything I can for Bitcoin. If you don't understand it, that's okay. Keep watching me for the next few weeks, and this will all start to make sense. I see things before they happen. We like to project it before it happens. You got to be ahead of the curve. You want to sell when everyone finally understands what's happening. You want to be already ready to execute. If you want to learn this and understand what's happening, I teach class the last Saturday every month. Hit the QR code. People are charging $2 to $3 grand for this. It is $150. I'm telling you right now, I'm giving the information away. It's a live class I teach tomorrow morning, 7 days a week. I could take the day off tomorrow and go on a yacht. I do not. I hang out disciplined and keep rocking for you because the discipline is what got me here. It's going to keep me here. If I let the money get to my head, success get to my head, and start getting lazy, then I'm never going to get where I need to be. And I want to create a legacy. I want to be here forever. I want you to remember me. I want to change people's lives. And the only way to do that is to forget about the money completely and only focus on the grind. All right. So the grind is the love. The love is the grind. And through all that, everything comes to fruition. So remember, your success is your connection to your discipline and your focus. The second you lose that, you will lose your success. Nice, beautiful pump for Bitcoin. Called by Sammy the Bull yet again. And again, I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch too much, but this had a V-shaped recovery pretty fast. Otherwise, we were going to go on a down, down, down. And 98, 98.5 is a key level. I'd really like to see the weekly close back above that level. I'd really like to have us stay above 98, 98.5. That's my call for us to have a beautiful, bigger move in the next week or two. If today we end up going down in here, it's going to take days to get back on up. If we stay up in here, then it's more likely we head to 100K. Everything really changes. You can see how close we were to like a completely different scenario in the next few weeks based on just what happened in the last hour. Every time there's a moment, there's always a moment in time on the charts that say what really could be what's going, how really the next few weeks are going to play out. And it could be that day, something small on that day that makes it play out like that. I want to hold Bitcoin till December. What can you expect? Hey, Just keep showing up every day. We'll see how far we go, man. How do you decide when to switch to the 1 minute Tutors May or the 15 minute when going for a scalp trade? Thank you, sir. Well, if the 15-minute time frame looks good, then I'll scalp on the 1 minute. You see? A lot of times I just use the 1 minute blonde, though. Just to say it again, last night's screen share was truly amazing, so inspirational. You were in your Zoom zone and on the beam. A gift for everyone who attended, man. Thank you. I'm sitting there beating myself up like, did I BS too much? Did I talk too much? Like, you know. And we were able to find some good trades, too. December, definitely not Halloween at the latest. Just print more ETH and send it to the Yeah, it's kind of funny. I know. Infinite supply. Why would it matter, right? I never got your email response. Sorry to keep asking. Love you, bro. I don't know why my wife didn't email back. Love you, Lifer. Thanks for the positive frequency. As always, bullish. You know why? Because I read it online and she didn't see it. I should have not read the time, you know. So I got to find it now and then turn it back to read. That's why I read it online. And I'm not supposed to check those emails because when I read them, she thinks they are not new. You get it? Yeah. That's why I'm not supposed to touch the business email. I'm not supposed to be. I'm not allowed. You don't understand. Everyone's like, dude, I told you, Sam, to stay the heck out of the business. The CEO, the best CEOs touch nothing. They put people in place to touch everything. Crypto influencer just got hacked through Zoom. Never screen or camera share. Really? So what now? That pump failed? Did you get the entry on the bottom so perfectly? I'm in the same trade, but wasn't sure where to enter. I used the 200 MA on the 15. I'm getting old. I fell asleep on the couch at the end of the screen share. It's all right. Duplication and delegation is a good recipe for success. Shout out to Busta Crypto. Amen. So let's take a look at what's happening here in the crypto space throughout the game. Story was one of the main big pumpers recently. Barachain back to 8.2 is looking pretty nice. KAITO 179 up 50% on the night. And we're able to find that and execute. I bought Send Dip. Can you look? Interesting. And you need ETH to bounce here and save the day. Get back above its daily 200 MA. Come on, ETH. Show us some love here and bounce, baby, bounce. He said, I think screen share in private group is okay. I mean, you never know, right? Yeah, when you hear those bad news, a lot of FUD too. You got to take advantage of the FUD. My wife had a YouTube channel called The Midnight Files. She has 850 subs. If we could take a moment to show her some love, I would be eternally grateful. Thank you. Let's take a look at that. Midnight Files. The Midnight Files. And I do like murder mystery stuff. It gets me going. Let's see here. Right here, the Midnight Files. 819 subscribers. If we could help her, her basically one of my elite traders. This is his wife. And she's working out a YouTube channel. Let's subscribe right there. Hit the notification bell. And she's putting out videos. Doing her thing. 1 day, 2 days, 4 days, 5 days. She's hustling. 10 days, 9 days. So she's on the grind. She's taking it seriously. I like when I see someone taking it seriously. And it looks like it's some cool work. All done well. Nice documentary style with voiceovers. The way I like it. I love that stuff. Let's see if we can get her to 1,000 subscribers. The Midnight Files. Interesting. Okay, back to action here for Bitcoin. 98,677 cents on the 77 every time. I'm alive, baby. And I like what we're doing. And there's really, I could keep talking about Bitcoin, but there's really not much else to say. You see where I'm at. You see the trade I took, and you kind of see what I'm looking at. And we go from there. Now, could this give us an entry? Well, let's take a look at something else here. Could this give us a better entry on a possible bigger time frame? Like, is that, you know, because the daily was looking like, but did they just want to help themselves get back in one last time? Beautiful that you got above this resistance after so many days, the diagonal resistance. That's so key too when you break a diagonal resistance like that. So beautiful. Getting above the 21-day moving average. I like the daily. You know, I don't like buying breakouts, as corny as I've said, but they're, you know, that wick right there is, because if you go back inside the pattern, then we know is they're faking us out or doing something. And then there's possible, you know, areas to take some profit. I don't love it because the risk reward ratio, you'd have to kind of go all the way up here to get a 3-to-1. So that's why the trade changes after a while. But still, if that daily candle closes green, this could still play out. Again, it's not, you'll see me execute on a different level, but I am just saying it's a good chance this could happen. Bought a new electric car track for my kids. Daddy first. That's so cool. Just subbed. Always feels good to help a lifer's family out. Thank you so much. I appreciate you doing that. Diamonds off forever. Amen. Sam, you're amazing supporting others. God bless you, man. Anytime. God bless you. You got to do the right thing with your influence. If you have a good influence and you're out there, you got to use your influence the best way you can. All right. Shout out to the fan funding out there. We got Kenneth Thompson. Good morning, Sam. He says, can you do TA on IMG? Infinite money glitch on Solana, please. Let's take a look at IMG. We're going to start that super chat train. Super chat train. Super chat train. Dinosaur train. My kids, you know, dinosaur train. Infinite money glitch at 17 million market capino. So it had a beautiful run up to the upside. It now looks like it could do that Adam and Eve double bottom that we were seeing so much of. Like there would be your Adam. Could it be making an Eve? It's support there, but it could also be making a descending triangle and be dumping, right? So it's sketchy. I don't know what to tell you, man. It looks almost like an Adam and Eve too. So high risk, high reward. And you're not chasing the top if you do get in, but you have to know if it dumps down here, hey, right? And again, back to meme game again. And it's so quick how fast everyone will go right back to memes. Nobody seems to care. Earn Solana words every 5 minutes just by holding. I am one of those. I get it. It's cool. I don't know. Hope it does well. I don't know if it's for me, though. Yeah. Let's take a look at gratitude. Nah, I love that. But God bless you. Thank you for gratitude. And shout out to Free with the 333. We got Ricardo Alcia for the Pi Network, please. And we got Live, Laugh, Love for ONDO. Let's take a look at Pi Network and ONDO. ONDO, one of my favorite coins. I hold a big old bag of ONDO. We've talked about it many, many times here on the channel. And I got Pi Network here on MEXC. I personally am not a fan of this, but I hope it goes well. I don't want to, hurt anybody's feelings. It looks like it may be double bottoming, Adam and Eving. Well, people got it for free. It got sold off pretty nicely. And maybe it dwindles. I don't know. It is bottomed out. You're not chasing the top. Technically, it had a bit of a move, but I don't know. Babe, you got... Oh, yeah. So I'm answering the email again. I shouldn't be. I see your email, and someone answered it back, but they just asked my wife. That's all. Someone on the team wanted to verify. I see War Paint, Matt. I see it there again, yeah. I'll just make sure she puts you in. I don't remember. I have no clue, but I guess, if that's what you say. Yep. 1.5 transferred out of Bybit and sold. Hack. Yeah, it doesn't look good, Taylor. Yeah. Careful with Bybit. Amen. Hey, Sam, how do you decide when to switch to the 1 minute 200 MA or the 15 minute 200 MA? We actually answered that question. Shout out to Rave Song Records. And let's take a look at ONDO here. And Rave Song Records raving about the weekly screen share last night. And thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. There was a powerful moment there last night that I felt like it was very like a moment I had been inspired in my life, and it definitely felt pretty powerful. I remember leaving the stream feeling like a different person, honestly, and realizing that my purpose had truly changed. We gotta be honest here. People are super bullish on ONDO. They're talking about it, but there's a big unlock coming, I think, on March 1st. And that has a lot of people with some cold feet. And it looks like it may be getting a sell-off, at least down to the daily 200 MA. If it loses that, then, you know. But it looks like there may be a chance to accumulate ONDO somewhere between in this circled area, somewhere anywhere between 91 on the low and 120. You know, if it starts to kind of hang out in the zone. I'm still bullish on it. It's an awesome token for RWA, Larry Fink. It seems like big institutions, but it will take a lot of money to move it. And right now, I'm not in love with what I'm seeing on the chart at the present moment in time. Looks like we may get a move down to that daily 200 MA. We are very oversold. I'll give it to you. Let me zoom in here on the 4-hour time frame. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, see how it could be making the higher low and finally saying enough is enough and attempting to get out of here. I mean, the whole market's, the altcoins aren't perfect yet. You know, Bitcoin is, you know, showing signs of life in the last few days, which is great. But the altcoins, to me, like, this could go either way, right? It's kind of making it a bit of a symmetrical triangle here. And top of the channel, maybe back to the bottom. I'm bullish on it overall. And I do believe these are great prices. It's not, to me, it's not in that perfect place. It could go either way. So we did Pi Network and ONDO for Live, Laugh, and Love. Taylor Murphy talked about the 1.5 from Bybit. Yep. And then he said another thing about it. Thank you. We definitely don't want people to get hurt there. Mr. Blockton. And how do you decide when to switch to the 1 minute, 2 minute, or the 15 minute? This is something that comes with time. You just understand over time really how and when. It's a powerful way, though. Yeah, certain things you do, I can't, you know, you just start to get the know-how. I bought Cent on the dip. Wow, you did. Centio, right? I mean, if it's honestly, to me, it was an AI agent that, you know, talked a good talk, but was highly speculative. We'll see. If AI agents come back, the team didn't disappear, and it's doing that. These are experiments I'm really looking at, like how that's an Adam and Eve double bottom, and it technically is. And it says, like, the math says that should eventually play out. The last time we did this did play out. I'm trying to remember the coin, but I put it up there, and this did play out. And so what I'll do is I'm just going to put an alert here, and we'll know in a few weeks if that plays out, right? All right, nice. So, yeah. Again, I don't know if this is going to happen. Almost an Adam and Eve there too. I still hold some of this coin, but I personally think it may just, you know, I've moved on, but who knows? Who knows? Good morning, Mentor ONDO. Please, God bless you. Shout out to Carlos Alejandre for ONDO. So we got 2 people asking for ONDO, which is nice. 2 birds with 1 stone. And everyone, I teach class tomorrow, the last Saturday of every month. If you're thinking about it, invest in yourself. Get a piece of the guy that's been here, never taken a day off in 4 years, pushing every single day to help people all around the world change their lives. I could easily take a day off. There's no reason not to, but I love helping others. And I know that any day could, you know, could be the day that I want to give it my all. So all right. Blessings on blessings to everybody out there on the live stream. And thank you for jumping on into the live. So I also have a couple ideas here. And, you know, a coin I like to look at is Jupe, right? When Jupe gets back above $1, the market tends to be healthy. I don't know why. And you can see, look, when we were healthy, we were up here. When the market was sketchy, we were down here. We were healthy, we were up here. Sketchy, healthier, sketchy, healthier, sketchy. And Jupe just kind of is like a heart monitor for the market. It's pretty funny, right? And it has the lows and highs. Now with a bigger unlock coming out recently and burning a lot of the coins and rewarding a lot of the people that voted in the governance, Jupe has given people a lot of good vibes and good feeling. However, it doesn't really perform consistently. I've been in Jupe for over a year now. We got in at like 59, right? So we're up in our money, and we've made some gains with airdrops and stuff like that. And again, bottom of the channel, I see it headed back to the top. Is it ever going to make its bigger move and break on out? I'd love to see that if it can keep unlocking. If Jupe ever gets back above 136, but it just, you know, all I'm trying to tell you is if the market recovers and Jupe gets back above a buck, we're going to be in a good space. And it looks like it's going to do that. Bit of a cup and handle there. That's got cup vibes. That has the falling wedge, and we can break back to the upside. I don't have huge hopes for Jupe going to 243 because I've never seen it do that. If it does that, I will be ecstatic though. I'm not going to sell Jupe. And let's take a look at Radium. You know, talks about Yeezy coming out with a coin tonight. If that happens, that something big could happen there, right? So again, a lot of people want to stay away from that. I get it. And I do too in a way, but we have no idea what's going to happen. So, and I personally, you know, am just going to observe, but is it going to have the same effect that Trump coin had, where it makes people sell off tons of altcoins? That's what's got me a little like, you know, I don't think it could have that worldly effect. It will have a big effect, but maybe not that worldly. But it looks like tonight you may want to pay attention to the unmentionable, right? Everybody's going to be watching to see what happens there. So that's just news. I'm not, you know, that's just news. Can we get up to 8 Radium? See, the whole thing is that we get a craze move in Solana and we get another one of those, you know, big volume moments. It would push Radium. And Radium has loved this key area to bounce off of. And you got to bounce here at 416. So it's telling me, hey, I mean, you know, I definitely would pay attention to Radium as well. Can we check Sen? The team was able to get made in America verification. I just looked at Sen. Yeah, I think it's the right Sen, right? That's good to know that it got made in America verification. Yeah, Sentio protocol. And it did get a bit of a bounce in the last couple of days from 7 cents to 10 cents. But we'll see. I mean, I started getting into it like somewhere here, right? So, and then it just completely collapsed with the AI agents sector. So let's take a look. Our baby Cookie. Cookie got cooked. Let's be, you know, Cookie Dow. Cookie was a nice investment up there at 52. What Cookie did is it gave you access to, you know, behind the scenes data that you couldn't get without premium about virtual agents. So if AI agents come back and virtuals come back, then Cookie will rip. Again, it was a speculative beginning narrative that we weren't sure where it was going to go. And so if you did play in there, you know, it was basically the new world. But this could be the first time this new world recovers. And, you know, the gaps would be pretty fast. Like this thing could get back up to 36 pretty fast. And then 45. And before you know it, Cookie could be ready to rock again. It also looks pretty bullish to me. But you never know, you know. I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. Please get yourself your own financial advisor. Do your own due diligence. I like Duck AI, man. It's always been on my radar. When I researched it recently, I like Duck AI. And it seemed to have something good going for it. I can't explain that, but Duck AI. So these are the coins out here. You know, I remember Griffin, man. If anything bounces, Griffin had good tech. People liked it. Ask Venice had just come out, and it's actually holding a market cap not too far. That's Eric Vornay's thing, though. Buzz, Ask Hob. I still like Buzz because I like the team. I like what it's doing. And remember, I mean, this thing ripped to a $17 billion market cap. It's still holding a $7 billion market cap. So it ain't that bad. It ripped up to 12. Then we ripped to 7, came back down to 12. And now we're still holding a $7 billion market cap in AI agents. And see how this is premium? So it shows you that you got premium on Cookie. And so you can just see some other information that people can't see when I take a look at a coin. Like if I look at Anon. I saw this coin recently too, and I talked about it to my trading group. I believe, let me just make sure it's the same one, but it like burned tokens as people interacted. See, it gives you the holder distribution, the whale accumulation trend. The balance by holding time, the top holding percentages. The HHI index over 1K is very high and means that a few holders own a large portion of the tokens, increasing the risk of price manipulation. And then it shows you similar AI agents, I guess, you know. But there's VVV. I remember when we first found that one. Will GOAT bounce back? All that fun stuff. I don't know. I never really believed in the GOAT hype. When it first came out, I knew it was going to, you know, the pump happened and all that. But after that, it was, I never chased into GOAT. I saw a lot of people, I'm going to keep buying GOAT. And I was looking at them like, I'd be buying BTC, man. I wouldn't be buying GOAT. Let's take a look at the popular searches here too, as well, and see what's happening. Xterio continues to get one of the most searched coins. And that thing rips to $40, $80. It was, hey, I talked about it many times on the channel. IP, man, I did miss on that one. That thing ripped, and it did perfect. I hope someone in my trading group was able to apply my education to that and find that move. Solana almost panic sold 161, but I held strong, man. They got me. They got my blood pressure, my cortisol up pretty much. I have 100 grand in at 109, and it looked like if it lost the key level, it was going to drop to 120. And I was about to run to my hardware wallet and slang that puppy. But hey, man, I stayed strong, and this has not been easy at all. Shout out to anyone that stayed strong in this hard time. Sui 344, Barachain 789. These are the most searched coins in the last 7 days. Arbitrum getting searched. Celestia, people wanted to get back into Celestia again. And of course, Sonic, Phantom, because everyone's like, what's this S that's up 67? And they're like, oh yeah, it's Phantom. So it gets searched. Egan Layer, you know, that Ethereum staking still kind of lingering with some movement. That Pi down 98% in a week. I'd just stay away from it. But again, you do whatever makes you happy. Ondo, Mantra, MyShell, Kinto, Starknet, NodePay, Sui. NodePay's hot, you know, keeps coming up there. Moonnad, which is new. We don't. That's going to come out. So you can research Moonnad before it's even like, it's a layer 1 platform designed to address scalability issues in the crypto system while maintaining compatibility with Ethereum. It offers full EVM compatibility, allowing developers to easily port existing Ethereum applications and smart contracts without modification. High throughput, 10,000 transactions per second, significantly outperforming Ethereum's 10 and in even surpassing other fast EVM chains. Last funding round was May. It's doxed. You can see the co-founders right there. And it's a layer 1 backed by Dragonfly Capital, Shima Capital, OKX Ventures, and Paradigm. Xterio. They got it on MEXC there too as well. But the volume, I love that. It's a game developer and publisher with a global team footprint. Xterio's cross-platform portfolio will focus on multiplayer games with deep, rich gaming experience across multiple genres enhanced by player ownership. It aims to develop Web3 native universe that will expand across all medias and platforms. A group of proven game veterans from Fun Plus, Electronic Arts, Zynga, Activision, Blizzard, Krafton, Jam City, and other top studios, they want to give legitimacy and trust to the nascent Web3 gaming space. It keeps coming up on the radar. It looks like it's kind of a competitor to Gala in a way, right? Like it wants to be a bit of a house, not just a game, but a creator of games. It's on a lot of watch lists. It's got a, you know, it's starting to make a rank. You got Hashkey Capital in there. Animoca Brands we're investing in. They usually don't lose. So I like when I see Animoca in there. Already made an ROI from the IEO of 6x too. So, and the all-time high ROI was 14x. Xterio, Xter. Could be one of the bigger movers in the next 2-3 weeks. We'd like to be ahead of it. You know, we don't want to just all of a sudden find something. You want to kind of start writing this stuff down. And when it happens, you're not just like, oh my gosh, I had no idea that was going to happen, you know. Most trending coins today are OM, KAITO, S, and IP, right? Which makes sense. And we've covered them all, I guess, today in some way, shape, or form, except for OM. Let's take a look at Mantra DAO. This coin just continues to rip faces off no matter what happens to the market. When Bitcoin dipped, it did not care. We had a beautiful trade for Mantra DAO on OM. Finally taking a bit of a dip. It has bearish div on that daily. And people say, is it time to take some profits on OM? Let's take a look and answer that question. With the TA says, you know, the daily's getting ahead of itself. But every time it did that, it did start to go somewhat sideways. And this thing did well when the market was horrible. So now that the market's actually recovering, I don't see how this thing just takes a nasty dump. Similar to Bitcoin, I'd like to see it make this sideways price action. And then I can see this thing continue. $10, $12, $13 for Ohm. So previous support is resistance. Watch that 21 interact with price action. It tells you got, I don't know, a couple more days, maybe even 3 to 5 days before it gets ready for its next bigger move. PBTC on Solana mimics Bitcoin, built in the burn function. Community built out the travel site with discounts for holders. Interesting. Been following for about 6 months now and love your streams. Could you look at AGLD, please? Also, Weeks and MEXC are not. Weeks is in the US. Yeah. Weeks has no issues in the UX. I don't know why. Yeah. That's why we use Weeks. We like Weeks here in the US. All right. Game Newt and Dream. Interesting. Some coins that are getting some love today. Let's look at PBTC on Solana. PBTC on Solana. Let's see what's happening. Purple Bitcoin. Oh yeah, someone brought this up recently. I don't know, 2, 3. Yeah, you can see my, you know, it was in a symmetrical triangle either way, and it fell off when the rest of the market fell off. You say it's all new and it's going to do just like Bitcoin and it's, you know, it's amazing. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not too into it. You know, anything that acts like Bitcoin or tries to talk, you know, just buy Bitcoin, man. You know what I mean? Like Michael Saylor would just laugh at me if I even considered talking about this thing. So I'm going to move on. I don't want Michael Saylor to laugh at me anymore. Sorry, Michael. It's Bitcoin, Sam. It's only Bitcoin. Sam, why are you buying anything but Bitcoin? You don't know what you're talking about. There's one way to get off the sinking ship. It's Bitcoin. And Bitcoin. Tell your people to buy Bitcoin. That's it. Buy more Bitcoin. Bless Sam of the Lifers. Keep us all healthy and humble, grateful and kind. Thank you for every gift which comes from above. Amen. God bless you, Warpaint. Thank you for the love, man. Thank you for the love. Would you please look at Token 5 from the Floki team? We like Token 5. And I actually still hold Token 5. This thing got beat to the ground, though. Token 5, whatever happened to you? I mean, it's at the dark days of its existence. Never been lower. They don't market it. I don't hear about it. I mean, not the best time to market anyway, right? And beat to the ground. If the market comes back and RWA has a move, I think this thing could fly and fly faster than people realize. I own it, so I'm believing it, but it could dwindle to nothing too. And it has been very unimpressive since it had this huge, you see, you usually have the huge run, then you come back down, you nibble at the bottom, and you get rewarded. This thing was a penny, and it ran all the way up to 25 cents, right? It did basically a 25, 12x pretty fast. And we were looking for returns, and we never got them just yet. Could it return and go back to some new high? I mean, I'm going to hold until it either does or goes to zero. But it looks like if it does rip, it's going to make it all the way back to its previous high, and that's about all you'll get. So, Dutch Bros for my old boss, please. I don't know what Dutch Bros are, man, but God bless you. Dutch Bros for my old boss. I have no idea what that means. God bless you. There is no second best. Amen. Amen. Thank you. God bless all the awesome people here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Please check out METIS for Bitty Billy. Let's take a look at METIS. Been a while since I looked at METIS coin. This thing got beat to the ground too. You name it, it got beat. Right? I mean, it's in the slanted cup and handle. See, there's your cup, there's your handle. A slanted cup and handle may go further to the upside. We are not sure. Let's take a look at METIS here. You're getting this fall down, this fall like this. Very tight inside the channel for METIS. Resistance there. I mean, you're attempting to make a low there. It doesn't look amazing, though. And it's following Ethereum to a T. Right? Remember, we showed you Ethereum, and then Ethereum was in the bear flag, so that has to break back out. You're looking for this falling wedge to break out too for METIS. Got to get back above that daily 200 MA. But I mean, it's a higher low, you know, that's your low. It's sitting on a barely higher low compared to where it used to be. A lot of coins are here, and it's the whole market's either going to respond and you're going to get a bounce sideways, or this thing is done. Most of the time, most of the coins come back, but you know, maybe this rally is different. I don't know. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance, but it does look interesting, and the 3-day chart is bouncing. The 3-day chart is bouncing. Shout out to these awesome super chats and everybody jumping on into the live. We appreciate you. We love you. We appreciate you. Can we get the likes up to the watchers? I would greatly appreciate that. Hit that like button. Sometimes I forgot. Like button is the quickest way to get fast karma. You don't even have to pull out your wallet and hand someone a tip. Boom. It's just the like button. It's so simple and easy, and it comes back to you tenfold for hitting that like button. You're helping some guy, you know, me with my independent small business, with me and my 3 kids and my family out here every single day. I greatly appreciate it. So, brother, can we check Neural? Let's take a look at Neural. Been a long time, too. And Neural, we got in at 770. It held it pretty nicely. And that's Neural AI as far as I'm concerned, right? Wow, they got it all the way back to 6 beans. I don't think that's... hold on. Yeah, on Ethereum here. Wow, they took it to a 40. They got beat. This should be it here, right? Yeah, that's my baby, Neural. Wow, back to 494. I got in this thing, and a day later it was up huge. And then we more than doubled our money, and then it came all the way back down. Look at that. Again, if you believe in this thing is supposed to be, if you believe in the whole AI agent sector, which I don't see it disappearing. I really don't. But again, that's me. Maybe I'm wrong. You know, you got to figure out what you believe. I believe it's going to come back and bounce, and I believe there's no reason to panic sell any of these, and they will make another big run. But again, I got to believe that, right? I hold enough of them. So let's take a look at Aerodrome and RLY Rally. Aerodrome we went over last night in the trading group, and you can see Bitcoin kind of struggling there, not doing too great. May not hold that key level. And we got liquidity below us, and it looks like we could dump to 95,000. Bitcoin really struggling to hold 98K right here. But it's low volume on Friday. Just be careful. As you can see, I'm not like going crazy. I don't have a lot in the trade. We had some fun, but I look at Aerodrome with this bigger idea here on the 3-day chart. In the 3-day chart, you're in this giant cup and handle. You're oversold on the stochastic. RSI, like it just tells you, man, this is the best time to start buying again. And I believe in that. So that's what I'm doing. And I like Aero. So we go from here. Aerodrome, baby. Aerodrome. Let's take a look at Rally. RLY Rally for MEXC. This thing is down in the dumps. I think it may never come back. Who knows? I don't like getting into any. I don't know this. I haven't researched it. And it looks absolutely horrible. It just keeps making lower lows. You would assume that it just continues to do that until eventually it just, you know, there's too many coins that eventually enough of them, people are just going to forget about, and they're just going to sit. Maybe you're buying the bottom of something amazing. I'm not a huge fan of it. So for me, it's not for me. Maybe it's for you though. Gone, baby, gone. Gone, baby, gone. Let's take a look at XCN. So XCN came back down into this key area here, hanging at that 786 after that massive pump. You know, I bought some here on these lows, so I'm basically pretty close to where I'm in. Maybe I just trash it, who knows, but I like that we're coming to the 21. I like that we're getting oversold, and we're near that 786 fib retracement. It's definitely not a chase area. It's a good accumulation zone, so I like what I'm seeing for XCN. And I got a bag. We'll see what happens. AGLD, Dutch Bros Inc., Bros. Dutch Bros Inc. had a beautiful rounded bottom, and then it just exploded. I mean, look at the 3-day. It's away from the 21-day moving average, and it's oversold. You could look at the smaller time frames and say, hey, maybe they're going to give you some love, but no. That chart's coming back down to the 3-day chart, to the 21-day moving average at the very least. You had the blow-off top from the rising wedge, You got all you wanted. Now it's time for a pullback. I would pull a Fibonacci from this wick, and I'd be looking for us to come back down to that 618 at 63 before I thought of anything else, and touching the 21 and wait for those stochastics to reset as well. For Dutch Bros Inc. Let's take a look at AGLD, Adventure Gold. I've only swing traded this coin. I don't really believe in it at all. It does have some interesting run-ups here and there. I'll give it to you. It bounced off the 3-day 200 MA. So, even an entry right now with a stop below that, it got you protected in case this market takes a black swan. But then if it doesn't and these things start to rip, you're in the money, right? Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I just like using the 200 MA on the daily time frame, or the 3-day chart even. Has kind of a cup and handle vibe. There's still an uptrend going here, and it's breaking out with the stochastics pointing out. This looks like it could continue to the upside. The daily looks good. You just got above the 4-hour 200 MA. So great. I mean, I would flag this out here, and if you can keep this flag alive, then there's a chance. I mean, the daily looks good, and you're above the 4-hour 200 MA. I'd look for this flag to continue and price to pump to 185. Watch out for a stop hunt if they do something like that before they get you out. Stops below the point of control will serve you better purposes. But that thing looks interesting to me. I'll put an alert on it because it's definitely something I may be able to put out in the next, I don't know, let's say 12 to 18 hours, at 24 hours, something like that. Okay, and there are the super chats, everybody. Thank you so much. Gal Baby Guan. I love you, man. And shout out to Steve Tree. Shout out to Prepaid Team. Shout out to Rick Richie. Shout out to Tony Rosas, Chad Jacobs, Daniel Edwards, Ati Bushman, Matthew Mays, David EBS. All you awesome, beautiful souls here on the live. Thank you, Lifer and team. You are all the best. No, you guys are the best. Shout out to everybody here on a beautiful Friday, hanging out on Low Liquidity Friday. You people make this stream amazing. I really appreciate it. And may God bless each and every one of you for rocking out with me every single day. My mom, Vicky Eubanks, said you're giving her a shout out on her way home from the hospital yesterday. Made her so happy. Hey, God bless her, man. Vicky, you used all your positive energy to be happy, Vicky. And that's what mattered on one of your toughest days. That means you have the mental stability to continue to be positive. Let that light shine on your son and all the people in your life. God bless you, Vicky. And thank you so much for bringing your life to our life and mentioning your struggle and letting us know what you were going through, Anukai. We love you. We appreciate you. And thank you very much, man. If I can spread love, light, and positivity every single day, my mom would be happy. My mom's so happy hearing that your mom, I made your mom happy. You made my mother. I can feel her smiling right now. I love you, Ma. Anyone knows I do making this up almost every day, but in case you didn't want, I lost both my parents in the last 18 months. And, yeah. Shout out to Crypto Billy in the house. Shout out to Minimal Space in the house. Shout out to Madali Musa. Shout out to Louis Joel Barengo Soto. And shout out to Ryan Mazay. Shout out to Brian Griffin. Shout out to Ace Tina and everybody out here. So we're hanging by a thread on the perpetual. If we lose the 200 MA, I showed you exactly what's likely going to happen if we gain it, stay sideways. I stay long. And we could still get the pump. Only time will tell here on a low volume Friday. We might even go sideways all weekend until Sunday night. You're better off just chilling. Stay strong. I lost my mom at 7 years old. My heart was filled with, I'm so sorry to hear that. Imagine losing my mom at that young of an age. See, anytime I share the losing of my mom, someone shares a tougher story than mine, and I say, wow, I'm blessed. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Everyone, you must be grateful for every single day of your life. Today, I'm grateful for the wins in which I had. And I know I'm going to push through every single day, and I'm not going to risk my wins. Hopefully no one wastes money and pulls their liquidity from actual legit projects to put it. I know, right? Wow, he says, I'm a British soldier serving in Iraq right now along loads of Americans. and I aim to watch the live every day whenever I can. Sam, you are the best. God bless you, man, and thank you for your service. May you stay safe and get back to your loved ones, my friend, and get back to the lifers, my brother. You're always with us, but out of combat and out of harm's reach. I listen every day, Sammy. You're the best. Shout out to Ron Delgado. Yep. Lost my dad last Father's Day. It was brutal. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I lost my mom on Thanksgiving Day, so it's like, yeah, it's weird when those things happen like that. But, you know, I ended up getting something that I've always dreamed of on Thanksgiving this year, and it was something, I felt like that was my mom smiling at me, like the funny dates. Best TA for TA and mental training. Shout out to Jay Bella in the house. I'm in your group. I'm a 99. Shout out to Hasven Belor. I love you, man. Thank you for being in the 99. May God bless you. We have people all around the world. See a guy serving in Iraq from the UK in the 99. Paramedics in the 99, right? We got chiropractic lawyers in the 99. Business owners in the 99. Real estate moguls in the 99. Old men, you know, older men that could mentor you in the 99. Younger men looking for their way in the 99. Women in the 99. People from Malaysia. People from all around the world. South America in the 99. Cambodia in the 99. Like, we got so many people here. Firemen, police officers, entrepreneurs. I mean, it's such an eclectic group of amazing people in the 99. It's like unbelievable. That's my trading group. If you want to join the best trading group in the entire world, I firmly believe I have helped more people than anyone else in the world, man. Go to cryptolifer.com and hit the link. Read the testimonials. You can join my free server and find out more. And just jump on into the sauce and what we teach. See how much effort we put into our charts, what we're talking about, and what we do. I apologize I during the group meeting last night. My AERO lost Verizon service for an hour. That's so sad. I'm sorry to hear that. We do record it, so you can rewatch the recording, and we do post that recording into the weekly screen share section. So that's there for you. Amen. Nearly 9 p.m. at my place, but can't get enough of this daily live. Love and respect from Mauritius. Mauritius. I think I'm saying that right. Crypto Lifer gives us books to read. That should tell you something. Amen. I know we went over the fact that Bybit, so the biggest news today, SEC backs off from Coinbase. Coinbase is legit. Number 2, Bybit gets hacked for 1.5 million out of an ETH wallet. Could basically be bullish news for Bitcoin. All right. Up 333 for a second on the buy. You're funny, right? Everybody, I love you. I'm going to bounce out for the day. I'm doing my macro technical analysis. That video comes out in a few hours. I don't stop working. I'll be back. If you want to see more, if you want to jump into class, hit the QR code right here. I teach class tomorrow, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern time. All right? 9 a.m. That's New York City time. If you just write in, where's my time to New York City? It's the easiest way to figure it out. And that's where I'll be. I am on the East Coast in America. All right? Eastern time, $150 for it's really 3 hours, but I go above and beyond. It's every last Saturday of the month. And here we are. We will be back at class tomorrow. Jump on in, invest in yourself. Everyone that takes that class, like 99% of people tell me it changed their lives. They've never been the same. And they're very, 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 very happy with the amount they spent and the knowledge they received. So I priced it right and I timed it right, and it will give you the best information you need to get your journey going. And it's expert, beginner. I believe it can help anybody who thinks that trading is something they want to do for a long period of time. I'd be excited for class if I was you. I'm excited to teach it, and I'd give it my all. It could be a pre-recording that I just mail out. I don't do that. I like to give it my all and do a live class once a month. It's not easy to do that class, but that's something that I really hold myself to and stay disciplined about. Everyone, I love you all. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. If you want bookmap settings are pretty down to earth, quite simple. When you go into bookmap, and I believe we have a bookmap settings video inside my Discord, but you would go here to file. You would want to go to settings. Let's see here. You go to file. like I'll show you here. Look, I can delete my, so look, I'll get rid of this right here, right? I'll unsubscribe. So I have no instruments right now. So I have a connection, right? And I can say, I can take off. So first you go to the configure. And then you add one of these. You hit his, like I like bookmap data. And you add it here, okay? You'll click on it, it'll get added. You'll have an added connection. If you don't have it, you can add connection, then add it here, right? Once you've added these, I've added them here. You'll have them, all right? Once you have them, you'll go to your connections and you'll click on the connection that you want to make. Now, no instrument selected, that's okay. You're going to go to File. Let's see here. Configure. Buy now. Add connection. No. Hold on. Yep, no, I'm not doing that. Hold on one second. Not available. Hold on. They change it up on me. Let's see here. No, I never created a workspace. That's not like, you don't need to do that. Bookmap data. It's weird. Bookmap connected. Click the plus button to the top left. Okay, yeah. That's a subscribe. There we go. Sorry, they changed that. That's new. So bookmap data, perp, BT, and I want Binance futures. I want this perp here. OKX. All right. You want to make sure you want the perp. I like my tick size at 10. You could keep your tick size at 100, and you know, depend on your granularity. All right, and subscribe. You could change that sensitive data if need be. All right, it's not that, it's pretty simple, right? You go to configuration. You configure a setting. You click on the data that you want. And then you hit a plus and pick the instrument that you're going to use on that data. All right. I like it a little more sensitive. See, I make my tick size, you know, like this. To 10. You can just see a little more of what's happening. And anyway, it's up to you how you want to do it. And I use it like this, and I can see my liquidity. Other people like to be more zoomed in and like get really in. You know, you'll find out how you want to use it the most. All right. And I was already subscribed, so they don't resubscribe you. If you didn't hear the tick size, you can go back to the video and see what I wrote visually. All right. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Just wanted to add that extra moment with each and every one of you and let you guys know how much I care. I will see you all tomorrow for another update. We do 4 live streams on the weekend. We don't play. Hey, we're the king of 3%. We're up 7% on the trade. So if you did take the trade, you are in the money. You're in the money. Everybody, I love you. I appreciate you. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for jumping on in and being amazing and making this stream awesome. I'll keep pushing every single day, no days off. I don't know any other YouTuber that can say that, honestly. And I pride myself on that because it's been very hard to be able to say that. I love you all. May God bless each and every one of you. Raise your vibration, raise your frequency. Do something new today to change your life. Vibrate, meditate. Make sure you get yourself into nature. It's Friday, baby. I love you all. Thank you so much, man. Gratitude to everybody that came to the stream. You know, I found out what the secret to success is. You know what it is? It's getting started.